welcome back. I'm coming to you on a busy Saturday session, so hopefully we can squeeze all of this in here. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one common problem I see with sit spins. People have trouble getting low because they don't have enough flexibility in their ankle or their Achilles. You need really good mobility in that ankle. So I'm going to give you 3 different off-ice drills. Now before we do those, I want to show you what I mean by needing mobility in the ankle. When we do a sit spin, we need to have our hip, our knee, and our ankle all playing a part. So we get that bend in the hip, the knee, and the ankle. For it to be really considered a sit spin, we need that hip as low as the knee. Now if you don't bend your ankles, you're going to be dropping your weight back, and that's going to make you fall backwards onto the ice. If I was on one foot trying to do this on a sit, it's very, very difficult. Okay, so if you don't bend those ankles, your weight is too far behind you. The other way that that's one way people make a mistake by not bending their ankles. The other thing is they will, instead of dropping backwards, they'll go up onto their toe picks. So they'll drop down, but since their ankle isn't bending, they're pushing up onto that toe pick to keep the ankle still perfectly straight. So you're going to be up trying to do a sit spin on your toe pick. Now if you know anything about spinning, you know we don't spin on our toe picks. So the solution to both of those problems is bending that ankle. Now a lot of my students tell me their boots are too stiff. We got to break those boots in. The other thing is they're not strong enough to get down there. I understand. We can work on those problems, but the problem of ankle mobility is something we are going to want to do off the ice. This first one is something you can do at your own home. I am here at home in my dining room, and I'm going to show you this first mobility exercise. Mobility in the ankle is about 2 things. We want flexion in the front of the ankle, and we want a stretch through the Achilles, through where that calf area is. So you want to grab something that you can really pull hard with. So you could use a belt. I am going to use a therapy band. You just want something that if you pull really hard, it's not going to tear or break or anything like that. So what we're going to be doing is putting our feet out, and we're going to hook that band around the top of your foot, so where the ball of the foot is. All right. Now you want to do this to both feet because we want to be doing, we want both feet even, but we also want to be doing forward sits and backward sits. So I'm just going to pull back, and you can see I'm stretching the back here where the Achilles is. I'm stretching through my calf. So I'm just pulling really as tough as I can. And then to develop that strength in the calf, we're going to push through the toe into a point. Okay, so you want to be developing both sides. We want to be even with our development. So just like we want to develop both our abs and our back to keep us balanced, we want to do the same thing with this. So we're going to stretch really hard, get that calf as stretched out as you can, stretch that Achilles, and then push through that band and point. Now just for reference, I'm going to show you how I do it with a belt as well. So we're going to put that belt around the top of the foot. It's not quite as comfy as a therapy band, but it works. So we're going to pull as hard as we can, get that really good flex to the heel, and then we can point. Since it doesn't have that stretch, your hand is going to have to move a bit more. Hello, kitty cat. Good morning. Hi. Okay, off with you. All right, so we're going to repeat that a few times. We flex and point, and we want to make sure we're doing both sides, as I said. So this would be a forward sit since it's now my left foot. So I'm going to pull back as hard as I can, get that right over the ball of the foot. There you go. So I'm going to pull back as hard as I can, really stretch through that calf and through the Achilles. All right, and then alternate with pointing that toe. Stretch and point. So that is the at-home stretch, flexibility, mobility exercise I want you to work on. You can do that, when you're watching a show or just relaxing. That's a good little thing to work on to get that mobility in your ankle. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to head to the gym for. Here at the gym, I'm using machine called the calf raise machine. I love this machine. It does a lot of different things for figure skaters. It's going to really help you develop that push through to the toe pick that we need for waltz jumps, axels, salchows, loop jumps, that kind of thing. But today we're focusing more on ankle flexibility, so let me explain how this is going to work. With a standard calf raise, if you're standing on a flat surface and pushing up, there's a limited range of motion you're getting through your ankle. With this machine at the gym, you're elevated off the ground so that as you drop down, your ankle is going lower than your toes. You're actually getting a really strong stretch through the back of your calf and then rising up. So you're getting a really complete range of motion with this machine. When you use it, I suggest you start with a low weight so we can get the posture right before you build up to a higher weight. If you do this with a curve in your back, you're going to injure your back. So the first thing you're going to do when you step onto that machine is make sure you're engaging in your core and your lower back so your spine is completely straight. Every time you complete a raise, you want to drop all the way down. So you're flexing that foot, stretching the calf, and then rising back up. So we're getting a 2-for-1 with this. We're helping our jumps, but we're also increasing our ankle mobility for our spins. Okay, so this one is one I want you to do when you're at the rink and you're getting ready to skate, before you put your skates on. So when you're stretching and you're warming up, I want you to stretch out those calves and Achilles. So what we're gonna do is use a wall, and we're actually gonna measure about 5 inches away. You might learn how to eyeball this, but I'm actually gonna measure and put my toe 5 inches away from the wall. That's gonna be the goal that you wanna set for yourself. So once you have that, you're gonna face that wall, bend your knee, and bend until your knee touches the wall, keeping your heel as close to the wall, close to the ground as you can. Now, if you can't do it 5 inches away, just figure out where you can go, where you can pull your toe away from the wall and bend and still make knee contact with the wall while your heel is on the ground. Okay, I think I've found my limit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay here on that wall. I'm gonna practice some plies, bending and straightening, keeping my heel on the ground and touching my knee to the wall every time. This is gonna stretch through that Achilles and really get that flexibility in the front of our ankle for our sit spins. And again, you wanna do both sides, so you can do forward sits and backward sits. As I said at the beginning, the goal is to be able to put your foot 5 inches away from the wall and touch your knee to the wall without raising your heel. Keep working at it, and eventually you'll get that mobility. Okay, skaters, I hope you find those different exercises helpful as you work on improving your sit spins. Do them often so you can really build that flexibility through the back of your leg where your Achilles and your calf is, and the mobility in the front of your ankle. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us that thumbs up, and as always, I look forward to reading all your comments in that section down below. If you haven't done so yet, then hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.